Hey everyone, the next step, the fourth step of the prototyping methodology is to understand the insights and analyze the results of your testing. So after you got all your notes from the testing on potentially video recordings and audio recordings, usually you should decode the results into something meaningful that you can apply to the next version of your prototype. Because the main goals of testing a prototype is to validate your assumptions and get answers to the questions you have, which following the evolution of a prototype should lead into the next version of the prototype or potentially the next version of the product. So you need to get something different. So you need to understand what you need to change in your current version that you tested with, and if you really need to follow the recommendations of the participants. So one of the most popular confusions and mistakes of people who build prototypes or who build products is to completely rely on what the participants tell them about potentially new features they want to see or the way they want something to work. So on one hand, I don't think you should ignore that, and you should really make a note of that and just keep your ears open to any ideas and suggestions, and potentially some cool ideas may come out of it. However, do not just blindly do what they tell you to do. Try to understand what this means. Like, if, for example, they complain about something that it takes them, that they don't see something, or they feel that the flow is not correct. Try to understand, dig deeper, and ask more questions to drill down into this comment or this thought or potential confusion from the user perspective. Don't just make the change because they ask you to do that. And a good example I like to share is a story from one of the Walmart stores that I read a while ago. So the management of the store wanted to understand and to increase their sales, and they wanted to follow, basically to hear the customers' feedback and just follow the customer-centric approach for the store experience. So what they did, they asked around and they conducted a survey. I don't remember if it was in person or online. It doesn't really matter in this case. But the idea is that they've heard clear and loud that everybody was telling them, like from their customers, that the store is too dense. So the product placement is too dense. There are too many rows, too many shelves, too many products per shelf. So it felt quite overwhelming for them, and everybody was asking for less dense placement of the products on the shelves. So, and the management of the store did exactly what their customers told them, and they redesigned the store to make it not as dense and not as basically like follow the request from their customers. And what they saw immediately is a huge drop in sales and lots of lost revenue as a result, just because they followed what their customers told them to do. So, and of course, they immediately returned back everything to normal, like to the standard layout with lots of products on each shelf and lots of shelves. And even though the customers were saying that they were overwhelmed with that, the KPIs that they had, which is revenue and sales, got back to normal. And so just yeah, so the idea here is not to blindly follow what the customers tell you or the users tell you, but try to understand why, and also test it. So test the hypothesis that this feature that or this change that you are thinking of will bring better results. Of course, initially you need to understand how do you measure your success. Even with this new feature suggestions, you can test it. Use the A/B C or like multivariate testing approach to understand if this new feature or this new way of doing things will perform better than the other one. Yeah, that's the main concept. So just be careful with how you analyze the results, and how you use these insights from the testing, from the previous step in the methodology and the process, to evolve your prototype and product. Be careful of that. That's it for today. Bye.